Jeep's okay. This is Joe. Hey, Joe.
How you doing?
Partner in crime. This has been rattled. Yeah. This used to have an exo cage around it. I cut it off. This is actually.
Oh, hell no. The gas tank's being held up by ratchet straps too. Oh my god. Oh, hell no. No. This is a definite no. That is a tiny drive shaft. Transmissions leaking. Engine's leaking pretty good. What the fuck? Look at the brake line. Oh hell no. This thing is so much worse than his Jeep.
Apparently, Joe said that all they do is the VIN check, right?
For out-of-state cars. One VIN check.
What do they do for in-state cars?
Nothing. You just go there and pay your money. You get a tag.
You guys can keep this. I wasn't going to use that. But there is a key to this. There's like a bunch of keys here, so you can see there's 1, 2, 3. 3 of these keys. Yeah. There's 3 of these keys here. It used to be axe and shovel mounted to the side. But I'm keeping the axe and I'm keeping the shovel. It was used because I took off the lights.
He's over here talking like he's making this deal. Apparently I damaged my camera. Can't really tell.
Yep.
Turn off the fan.
Huh?
Turn off the fan.
battery's dead. I got jumper cables if you want to bring the Scout around. Yeah.
You're not trading this. That thing's a piece of shit bigger than this.
It is not a piece of shit, but they can still look.
I'm just letting you know. It is a piece of shit. It has no roof. It's a soft top only. It is rustier than his current XJ. Leaks everywhere. I think I can see from here the positive cable may have come off on the Scout. They're just too far apart. The passenger front brake line, clearly no one gives a shit about it. This Scout is a piece of shit. Just as I expected. Only reason someone would want to trade for a piece of shit XJ is because they have a bigger piece of shit Scout. This again, he would not come out with a better side of this deal. I didn't see the ad. I don't know what the guy told him. You noticed when I went over there, didn't even attempt to shake my hand. I just get a vibe from these people. Not a good one. I didn't even know they were coming down today. He's over there looking at it. Like he knows what he's looking at. He doesn't have a clue. He's gonna miss a glaring thing right in front of his face that I've already pointed out on camera. Is he gonna see it? Wait, he might have noticed it. I don't know, he hasn't said anything. There's a major glaring issue right in front of him.
It's not rusted underneath. Two things.
Hey, we'll talk about it later.
I'm not going to make an argument here, but it does have the Howard Steering Plus system.
We'll talk about it later.
And it has both SYEs.
Like he needs a slippy yoke eliminator.
That's pretty clean underneath on there, but the sides are pretty rough.
I like the hard top.
Huh?
I like the hard top.
It's functional. I realize you're making a joke. Hey, you can take the top off. Summer cruising.
Yeah. It's good for keeping your stuff secure while you're living out of it.
I'm not worried about it.
Clearly.
Well, okay, look.
We'll talk
here.
Listen. We'll talk about it later. I'm not going to be a jerk in front of these people.
Huh?
I'm not going to be a jerk in front of these people.
Well, I don't think you're being a jerk at all.
I know, because I'm not.
No, I know.
Like I said, we can talk about it later.
What, are you going to get mad at me later?
No. Mad?
I think the starter's done on the Jeep.
Mad is not the right word. That is not the correct adjective.
What is the correct adjective?
Now you have to wait and see.
Batteries real quick.
Okay.
It's not even sparking, so there could be.
It's a new battery.
We'll have a Q&A. That's what we'll do.
Q&A about what?
The Scout.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I glanced at it for a quick second. We'll see if you saw the things I saw. And I just glanced at it.
I can see a lot of things.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
The worst thing I can say off the top of my head is that rust.
That's the worst thing?
It's
Okay.
one of. But I
Okay.
also know, see those dents over there.
Nobody
It's got a lift.
Nobody cares about dents.
Whatever. Those doors don't close properly.
Again, I don't think that's the least of his concerns. But again, like I said, for the 4th time, we'll talk about it later.
What's the worst thing you see?
You're not listening, are you?
We'll talk about it later.
There you go. I will tell you one thing.
Uh-huh.
If that stays today, you won't be, and you will be on your own.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, you will have zero support. That I can assure you 100%.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about me.
I understand. No one said it was going to stay today.
I'm just letting you know.
You also told me not to make the
Fire up the
decision.
scout again.
I'm just giving you a polite heads up. Because I told you no.
Yeah, again, you already said I
Okay.
can't make the decision.
Okay.
I gotta listen.
I'm just letting you know, man. I'm just being nice and I'm letting you know. I mean, you're a grown man. You can do what you want.
But you told me not to.
I did. But you are a grown man, so you can make your own
But you
decisions.
told
So
me not to.
I did. No, I wouldn't say, well, I did tell you, but it's more of a very strong suggestion.
What?
Well, I told you not to. It's more of a strong suggestion.
You already told me not to, so I can't make a decision.
I'm just informing you, man. I'm not trying to be mean.
Two things.
I'm really trying to help you and look out for you.
I understand. Two things.
How long ago did you have this running?
Like 2 days ago.
No, it was like 3.
No, because I took it up to the gas station.
Oh, you drove it up the gas? Well, then I stand corrected.
Started right up.
I do have a jump box, but I'm not that concerned. He wants to see it run. You guys can mess with it. You ever get this guy's name?
No.
No? Something just pissed out of it.
Huh?
Something just leaked out the front of your Jeep.
What, the front of the Scout or that?
I said Jeep.
Oh.
Like a washer pump maybe, or could be the radiator. Something leaked. He tried to hit the starter, turn it off, and something spit out the front of it, liquid. See, look, it just dripped.
I can't see from this angle.
Yeah, the single drip was further back. The spit out was in the front. Once he pulls that battery off, you might as well go set it by my garage.
What, mine?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I put it on the charger.
Whether I want to or not. And right now?
I know you want to.
No, I actually don't.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm a bit surprised.
It looks okay, but you obviously saw something that I didn't.
I mean, I didn't see anything that can't be fixed, but it's definitely nothing.
My guess is nothing's going to happen today, especially with that. Nothing's going to happen today, and you're going to post that Q&A on YouTube, and they're going to say something.
Oh, they're going to say exactly what I'm going to say, 100%. Not one person is going to say, make this deal.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that's what I'm saying. You're going to post this up.
I'm sure the camera looks nice as I sit here and rock on the...
I already said, I'm not going to make a decision. I don't want to right now. That's just it. You probably thought I wanted to do it, didn't you?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Huh?
It wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
I am surprised as to why the Jeep won't start now. it's clicking, so I thought maybe the battery was going to die, or the battery is dead, but they even put it on the charger with the Scout, and I don't know. I'm hoping it started. Did you die already?
Why? You gotta go somewhere?
No.
Okay.
It's
It doesn't
annoying to
matter.
pay for. It's like 80 to 100 bucks.
Probably not.
In Maryland it was. And I got the cheapest starter they had.
Yeah.
I looked at AutoZone, Advanced Auto, and Fisher.
See that?
Huh.
Did you see it? It just spit water in the front.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, something is.
Oh, I see it.
It spits big chunks, so whatever is leaking. There's not an overflow over there. See, it's dripping. Look, you hit the starter and it's trying to drip out. You see that? Maybe it is your water pump. That's further back. But when it spits out, it shoots more towards the front. So we may have solved the disappearing coolant issue.
Huh.
You guys got a parts store here?
There's one down the street.
Okay, you guys buy a starter. If it works, we'll trade. If it doesn't, you guys needed a starter.
I think we'd like to think about it for a little while, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I don't like making decisions that day,
Really?
if that's all right with you.
That's funny because we just drove about an hour here.
I apologize.
You guys wouldn't even meet us halfway.
I had nothing to do with this deal, so I apologize for that, sir.
And it looks like you're really busy.
Well, we just...
But, we're not coming out here again.
I understand. If we did, let us talk about it, and we'll come to meet you. If we want to make the trade, we'll put the starter in, and we'll come up to you. How's that sound?
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Wait, are those my jumper cables?
No. No. Yeah. Not that they work that well. All right.
Sorry
Thank
for
you,
the
sir.
seat not starting.
It's been sitting there for a couple of days, so.
Didn't drive it very far.
I'd recommend if you want to sell this or trade it or anything, make sure it's running in running condition.
It was running the other day.
I understand. We're sorry.
I am
just.
sorry, sir.
I wasn't even
dragged you all the
expecting
way
you
out
here. He just
for
got
it.
me and was like, "They're here." I'm like, "What?"
Well, I texted
So
yesterday.
My phone was...
His phone was broken. We
Yeah.
just put it in a bunch of rice over the last day and a half or 2 days. So he's been out of the loop.
Yeah, I didn't mean to drag you all the way out here, sir, so...
Yeah, if
So.
you guys get it running and bring it over, I will trade.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, there is the potential there, but like the Scout, it'll take some money to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Sure.
I understand.
No problem.
The difference, let me just make a point. The difference between the Scout and the Jeep, and this is not a bad thing about you or anything like that. Every cent that you put into a Scout, you get back. Because this is a 75 International Scout that stopped making international.
Yeah, after 1980.
So the value is constantly building. Okay?
Uh huh.
There's a Scout in the club that I'm in.
Yeah.
Same conditions, selling for $7,000-$8,000.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
That's a 86?
96.
96 Jeep. There's
86
so
is the
many of
Renix
those
area.
around in the world today. The value is having a hard time even
Sure.
accumulating.
Uh-huh.
People still consider them classics, but the value depreciation isn't quite the same as the Scout,
Right.
because there aren't nearly as many.
Now they do still punch the fenders and everything, and they're really reasonable.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
every time you put a new fender on, the value goes up.
Okay.
But,
Sounds good.
anyway, well, keep in touch if you want to trade.
All right. We'll let you know. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. He wanted to trade right now. I bet he did. Wow. if his Scout is so valuable, why is he trying to trade it for a common, run-of-the-mill piece of crap XJ? We'll see if old Ashke noticed some of just one of the glaring issues that he was looking at right in front of his face. I'm going to be surprised if that thing makes it back to their house with the brake line in the condition it's in. Man. Now, he claims he wasn't going to do it, but if you look back in the beginning of this video, when I was trying to politely tell him when we were behind the XJ that the thing's a pile of shit, did you see his attitude? He got very defensive, and his tone changed. It's not a piece of shit. It is a piece of shit. So we'll have a little Q&A here in a minute, once he gets this battery out. And we'll see if he noticed any of the issues. Okay. The Scout has gone.
The Scout is gone.
The Scout is gone. The Jeep's still here.
Sure.
So, tell me your assessment of the Scout.
Okay.
In your own words. I'm not going to interrupt you. You tell me what you saw and what you think.
The Scout looked pretty rough when it walked in, or when it drove in. It's pretty rusty on the entire side underneath. Rocker panels, pretty much probably every single piece of the side needed to be replaced. Maybe even the doors, because of how rusty it is underneath. Underneath the body, when I looked, not too bad. I mean, surface rust, but I don't think you'll ever find a Scout without it unless it's frame off restored. But it's got a lot of surface rust underneath. All the rocker panels, they've got foam sealant or whatever you call it.
Expandable foam.
Expandable foam, thank you. That's underneath every crack and stuff that's the rocker panel, so it doesn't leak if they splash or something. But I don't know how much that helps because I didn't drive it. Let's see. Looks like they were right. It was the V8 304 when I looked underneath the hood. It did have Howard steering plus, or Howard steering, whatever the Howard steering system is on the Scouts. And it had 2 SYEs on the drive shafts. But the rear drive shaft looked like, the front drive shaft looked pretty new, or at least it was painted over. The rear drive shaft was pretty rusty, or at least it was surface rust. Lots of surface rust covering the entire drive shaft. It looks like the brake calipers and what they had going on for the connection to the wheel to the axle.
The brake lines?
Yes. Well, though I mean
on the rear,
where the wheel sits on the axle, where that connects, the brake caliper and all that.
Are you talking about the front or the back?
Both.
Where the wheel sits on the axle.
Yeah, when it connects, on the studs, and then you've got the
hub?
The rotor. Yeah, the hub. Everything looked pretty clean and pretty new. The axles didn't look too bad. I didn't look at the numbers to see what axles they were, but I'm sure quick research, and I don't think those axles have been changed. So it looked okay. U-bolts connecting the leaf springs looked pretty solid. They didn't look new, but they looked pretty solid. Most of the things that were underneath that Scout looked like they were holding themselves together pretty well. The motor looked cleanish. I was looking in the interior because they had the top sides off. It looked pretty clean. I didn't see any rust going through the interior of the Scout, the bottom floor. And looking underneath the driver's seat where a lot of rust usually sits, I didn't see any there either. But I didn't get into the driver's seat to get a closer look, so that's to be debatable. It looked okay. I don't know if it would have been better or worse than the Jeep, just by looking at it. It looked like it had equal sets of problems that this has. For example, we just
we're not talking about the Jeep right now.
Okay. It looked okay. I don't know if I wanted to trade for it or not, and I reserved my judgment.
So you thought it looked okay?
I thought it looked
okay.
And
then everything was...
I thought everything was... Had new tires on it, new wheels, but...
So does yours.
Yeah.
Here comes a noisy truck.
Again, I didn't think it was perfect. It definitely was not perfect. It was okay. It was definitely in better condition than our 69, but it was okay. Not the best looking Scout out there, certainly not the worst. It was okay. Kind of on the same level as the Jeep, but...
Do you think you would have been able to drive that across the country without issue?
I don't know. I never took it for a drive.
I know you didn't. I was here because you don't know how to drive a stick.
Sure.
But do you think, from what you saw, do you think it would have made it without an issue?
I don't know. I can't say without.
Well, you can't say for certainty, but you looked at it. So if there was a big issue, you'd be like, I don't think so.
That's true.
Do you think, would you... Okay, let me rephrase the question then. Do you think you would have a good chance of making it across the country in that vehicle?
Actually, I've got a vehicle comparison, actually. Because our Travelall was in way worse condition, and that made it across the country. I think the Scout has a good chance of doing something like that.
You think that Scout? We're talking about that Scout, not
Yeah.
just...
In comparison to what I saw in the Travelall, and the Travelall was
We're not...
bad.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
We don't care
I'm giving
about
a vehicle
past vehicles.
comparison in my head.
Well, then do it in your head.
Yeah, I think it had a good chance.
So you don't think there would be any impending breakdowns or...
Again, I can't say with certainty.
I know you can't, but that's it. We're just going based off looks alone. That's all we're doing.
Based off looks alone.
Looks alone.
Majorly, I couldn't see anything super serious that would have fallen out.
Okay.
But I think Joe
Did you see any major safety hazards?
I didn't look at every safety potential, so I don't know.
Do you think that's something maybe is important?
Sure.
Did you see it? Did you potentially see anything wrong with it that may cause you to kill yourself?
Let's see. Those fenders were eating into the wheels because of that lift.
That's not going to kill yourself.
No, but maybe I was suggesting maybe that it chips the metal away and lets it fly off.
No, we're talking major, catastrophic death in a fiery crash.
I don't know everything, so I can't say with certainty.
I'm surprised they made it down here, and I'll be surprised if they make it home.
Are you?
I am.
What did you see? I actually want to know.
Oh, I've got it on video too. I did just a real quick run around while he was trying to eyeball the Jeep over here.
What did you see? I want to know.
We'll go over that.
Okay.
We will go over that. Now, when I was trying to politely, when you guys were looking at this, and I came over to you behind the back of the Jeep, and I told you, this Scout's a piece of shit.
You did say that.
Yes, I was trying to be discreet and polite, just to let you know. And you got quite the attitude. Your tone changed, and you told me it's not a piece of shit. I've got it. We can go back and look.
Oh, no, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yes,
I probably
you got.
say that.
Yes, you got.
I probably.
Very defensive.
I can explain myself.
No, there's nothing to explain. It's not required. That is the kind of thing they're trying to teach you, and we're trying to teach you. You don't do. It doesn't matter. I was trying to be discreet and just let you know that obviously I looked at it.
Sure.
And there was some big issues. Now.
You definitely probably saw something that I didn't.
Oh, I definitely saw some things you didn't. Which is why I was just kind of letting you over there do your own thing.
Okay.
And that guy do his own thing, because I wasn't going to get involved. Now, you heard what he said right before he left. That Scouts appreciate and value because they don't make them anymore, which technically they make the Cherokee, but it's not the same Cherokee. If it's so valuable, why is he willing to trade it for essentially a piece of shit XJ? Let's think about this for a moment. Why? He seemed awfully upset when I told him we weren't going to trade today. He wanted that Jeep. He wanted to dump that Scout in a heartbeat. You didn't notice that?
I did notice that.
Yeah. Why would that be?
That could only be because something is majorly wrong with the Scout.
Yeah, or many things are wrong with the Scout. I mean, if he could throw a couple panels on it and the thing's going to be worth $8,000, why not throw a couple panels on it? I mean, if you're talking about strictly value.
Well, he did mention that as a defense, he did say that he can't drive it himself anymore.
Well.
So it could be that reason.
But again, why would you want to trade something that's potentially substantially more valuable for something that's less valuable and common, as he put it?
don't know. I caught that.
Yeah. It's like, this is like deja vu for you right now.
Yeah.
Have you ever been through this once before, not that long ago?
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's clicking in my head.
He was very anxious to let go of that Scout.
He was.
Yeah, is that how the last trade went? Was your other buddy very anxious to let go of this Jeep?
He hit it pretty well.
Oh, okay. Well, this guy wasn't hiding anything. I just got a very weird vibe from him.
Okay. I kind of did too, because he was pretty, like when we spoke on the phone, he even showed another Jeep that was in much better condition than mine.
Because I promise you that person didn't want to trade for his piece of crap Scout.
Oh.
You didn't think of that, did you?
Huh. You think he may have just pulled a picture off the internet and went...
No, he may have contacted them. That's quite possible. But I had the sneaking suspicion that the other party looked at it and said no.
Okay.
Let him go trade the other party then. I mean, unless there's just some reason you have to have a Scout or that Scout. It's not worth it.
Okay.
It's not worth it. Now, you never mentioned it at a soft top. I was assuming it had a hard top on it.
No, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it had a soft top.
I don't recall hearing that. Maybe you mentioned it to somebody else, or I didn't look in an ad, I didn't see it, so if it was posted...
I don't even think I showed you the ad.
No, so I was not expecting, I was expecting a hard top at least.
No, it was a soft top.
Yeah, so everyone keeps telling you want to travel across the country.
Everyone
Potentially.
has mentioned that to travel across the country, you want to be able to keep your stuff secure.
In a soft top. They even say, don't do a Wrangler with a soft top.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so why would you... At least the Wrangler soft top seals halfway acceptably. It still leaks.
Sure.
Now that thing didn't look like it would keep out a drip of water. I understand the sides are off. And the top looked relatively new. But it doesn't give me the vote of confidence that it isn't going to leak. But anyway, I'm kind of glad your Jeep wouldn't start.
I don't think I was going to trade anyway. The other day, when my phone broke, that's when I was like, well, I don't think I want to trade the Jeep anymore. I don't think I want to give it up right now. Not right now.
I would trade it for a minivan before I traded for that Scout.
Sure, but I don't want to trade it anymore. And then he called this morning and he was like, hey, I'm here at El Portro. And I was like, well, I guess just bring it over here. Because I knew that he drove an hour away. I figured at the very least he could look at it.
Well, like I told you before, I don't like wasting people's time if I'm not interested in something. Because I don't like it when people waste my time.
Sure.
So I try to reciprocate that.
And he did look like we wasted his time. With what he said and stuff.
Well, he did look a bit agitated. I think a lot of it had to do with he was expecting you to trade today. He wanted that Scout gone.
I bet he did. He was probably expecting to just drop it off. Forget about it.
Well, my battery's getting low, but we'll see how far it'll go before it dies. One extremely glaring issue that would have killed you, and maybe it'll kill them on the way back, because you mentioned it had no roll bar.
It did not. That was one thing I was disappointed in.
Not that I really care about that. That's not what I'm even talking about.
Sure.
You were looking right at it. When you were under the front of the Jeep, or the Scout, you were looking right at it. I made the comment while you're looking. I was like, is he going to see it? Is he going to see the major glaring issue right in front of him?
I didn't see it. What was it?
Well, you looked, apparently, if you looked at the hubs, you were looking right at it. You didn't notice anything with the brake line on the passenger front?
I didn't look at the passenger front. I just
Yes, you did. You were. Oh, we got the video. Well, you were right. It was right in front of your face, literally.
I probably didn't catch it. I'm guessing 100% that I didn't catch it because I wasn't
Clearly.
looking for it.